Yes. It's the easiest yes ever. Kind of. You know what Game Pass is. You pay Microsoft some cash every month, and in return, you get access to a whole library of over 100 games to download. There are some incredible classic games, indies, and third-party titles, but also some of the biggest and best known series in gaming. That includes a bunch of select titles from EA through their EA Play service. You also get almost everything ever published by Bethesda, and you of course get everything from Microsoft and their huge back catalogue, including Solitaire. Many of these games appear on the service the same day they go on sale as well. In the past few months alone, we've gotten Forza Horizon 5, Age of Empires 4, and Halo Infinite available on day one, included as part of the service. As someone who bought Halo 3 back in 2007 for $100, which is very hard to scrape together when you're earning $6.50 an hour as a Hungry Jack's night shift person. Would you like to make that a value meal? Yeah, this represents really, really good value, even if you just play a few games a year. But wait, there's more. If you pay for Ultimate, you can stream most of these games to pretty much any internet-enabled screen. That includes phones, iPad, laptop, smart fridges.
1 second, guys. Let me grab something to drink here.
Android and PC have dedicated apps, which allows you to do a few extra things, but so long as your device has Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, or Safari, you can run Xbox games in your browser. It is truly the future. We don't have flying cars or moon colonies just yet, but I can play Deer Simulator wherever I damn well please. Now that's a future I think we can all get on board with. Why did my voice get deeper just then? I tried the Xbox Cloud Gaming preview earlier this year, and it's still about the same quality now that it's fully released. Which is good, so long as your internet connection is good. There is slight input lag, so competitive games or ones that require precise timing aren't ideal for the service, but you won't notice in slower paced or casual stuff. It's certainly not the best way to play any of these games, but it's perfect if you want to try one out before committing hard drive space to it and downloading it on your PC or console. It's also pretty good if you just want to play a game while you're on the road. By the way, no matter where you play these games, whether it's on cloud or Xbox or PC, your saves will sync across all of those. So you should be able to pick up and play wherever you want. Basically, you have access to your Xbox games and their saves wherever you go, so long as you have an internet connection, of course. How far we have come. Check this out. I remember taking my Xbox hard drive out back in the day. So I used to take this out and take it around to my friend's house when I wanted to access my Halo 3 files. Oh, savage times. How did we survive the 2000s? Look at this. But wait, there is even more value to be had. Look at this. On Ultimate, you just get these random perks offered as well. It differs a little by region, but look what we get here in Australia. YouTube Premium for 3 months, Disney Plus, Crunchyroll, Discord Nitro, some unique skins for certain games. If you claim all these perks, you do save a lot of cash, but a lot of them are subscription services, so do make sure to note when the subscriptions actually kick in, so you can avoid paying for them if you don't want them anymore. I think that's it. No, wait, what's that? It's more value. All of the plans will grant you some discounts in the Microsoft Store. Mostly it is games that are on Game Pass, which you can then go on and buy if you want to stop using the subscription service. And if you go with Ultimate, you also get games with Gold, which allows you to play online on Xbox consoles and gives you a bunch of free games every month to download. Those ones are yours to keep, by the way. If you cancel the service, you actually still get to own these, which is pretty cool. Okay, that is everything that you get with the subscription services, at least for now. Before we break down if it's worth it, what's the catch? As with all subscription services like Spotify, Netflix, Apple Arcade, you do not own any of these games. If you stop subscribing, you lose access. Now that might not seem like a huge issue, but after $15.95 a month for multiple years, that's a lot of money that you've spent with nothing to show for it. You won't own a tangible game at the end of the day. Oh, God. Yeah. That $100 that I spent on Halo 3 for 14 years ago, geez, I can still pop that disc into this Xbox 360 and it'll probably run. I could also sell it on the second-hand market if I felt like it. Really, this comes down to if you like to own your games or like to collect them. Personally, I'm totally fine with this renting model because if I move house, I don't have a whole bunch of extra discs that I have to pack up and store when I move. I also like to try a lot of stuff and don't really go back to games once I've completed them. There is also the very real advantage of being a digital download. There's no shipping games and printing them to physical resources and housing them in plastic. Yeah, that's a plus in my book. So, is Game Pass worth it? There are 3 plans to pick from. One for console only, one for PC only, and Ultimate, which grants you access to both. As you can see here, the PC and Ultimate versions also grant you EA Play, which gets you all those select EA titles. And I should emphasize, select titles. You often won't see the newest stuff on EA Play, but they do sometimes give you a 10-hour trial for the newer games. On PC, you are also forced to download their specific EA app, so now you have both the Xbox app and the EA app open when you play these things. Yeah, not a huge deal, but just somewhat annoying. In addition, Ultimate also gives you cloud gaming, Xbox Live Gold, and those perks I mentioned, so there's a fair bit of value added for an extra $5 a month. For both the PC and console only versions, you're paying Microsoft $131.40 per year for the service. You know, that's a fair bit of money, but also games cost a fair bit of money. Say you wanted to buy Halo Infinite from a store, you are paying $100 to own that physical copy. If you're the kind of gamer who doesn't really stick to a single game for years, then yeah, this is a great deal renting from Microsoft because you can play Halo and all this other stuff for just a little bit more than the price of owning that one full game. If you play more than one big game a year, you've kind of made your money back already. Just a side note, the current Xbox app on PC is a bit shit. There have been multiple times recently as well where I've tried to launch a game and it just won't start, or it'll give me a really cryptic error message and boot me to the Windows Store to some random app. It also sometimes just randomly doesn't download. Yeah, at this point, I'm kind of not surprised when it happens, which isn't really a good thing. This seems to be a really common problem because there are a lot of Google results on this. It turns out a lot of the fixes involve opening up Windows PowerShell or Command Prompt or resetting an app in settings. I just don't think you should expect your customers to have to deal with that sort of stuff, especially if they're kids. They just want to jump on and play their games. I am one of those kids. Microsoft, please, fix your shit. If you really want the best Game Pass experience and don't really care about the stuff that Ultimate offers, then Game Pass on console is probably the best choice, at least right now. It comes with a few extra games as well. Now, if you do want Ultimate and all that extra stuff it brings, you will be spending $191.40 per year. At almost $200, you're getting value back after playing just 2 or more of the big new releases. Again, if you don't go back to games that you've finished very often, I think that is amazing value, especially once you add all the extra perks on top. It's hard to quantify exactly how valuable cloud gaming is, but it's essentially giving you an Xbox Series X to play on remotely. Considering they are about $1,000, it'll take you over 5 years to pay that equivalent cost, and you've had access to an ever-expanding game library the entire time as well. All for less than the cost of an Xbox. It's obviously not the same thing as owning an Xbox, but if you do end up using the cloud gaming service a lot, and if it improves, you've basically scored yourself a budget version of an Xbox that goes everywhere you go. That's pretty cool. Okay, here's where it's a bit of a different story. If you're a fan of indies, classics, or just don't care about the latest games, then the value of Xbox Game Pass kind of falls off a little bit. Right now, for example, Steam is having a sale, and a lot of these games are also available on Game Pass. Imagine coming to a Steam sale knowing you have a budget of $191.40. I could buy all the games I want, and they'll be tied to my account forever. Not just till I stop paying Microsoft one day. Like, here's an example of games I just totally randomly picked. Some are on Game Pass, others aren't. That's 11 games, most of them good. I'll let you decide which ones are good. This list will keep me occupied for well over a year. It's admittedly a little bit harder to get sales like this on console, but used game stores do serve a similar role. If you shop around, there are always bargains to be had there.
Are you guys having a sale?
The Xbox Store also occasionally has sales, so it's worth keeping an eye out for that on the consoles. And if you want to get really crafty, for $1, you can sign up to Game Pass Ultimate. Now, you can just try all the games you like within that month, make use of the discounts to buy the ones that you liked, and then just cancel the service. Overall, if you're looking for straight up value, Game Pass rewards quantity of games played. Yes, you do get your money's worth for playing through 2 big titles, but if you play 15 or even 20, you're still paying the same amount of money, you're just getting to play a whole lot more stuff. So if you are the sort of person who likes to try out as many games as possible, then Game Pass represents enormous value. You can play the hundreds. You can play hundreds of games. You will not get around to playing every game on the servers. I just don't think it's possible. Prove me wrong. On the flip side, if you really like to sink your teeth into a game and really spend a lot of time on it, then maybe Game Pass isn't for you. Waiting for a sale could be just as valuable, if not more so. I think Game Pass represents a pretty big shift in how games are consumed, and I'm very interested to see how other platforms and publishers respond to this new model. It moves the focus away from a dedicated gaming platform and onto, well, pretty much anything with an internet connection. And it's clear Microsoft just want to remove all barriers to entry. If it's got a screen, they want you to be able to play games on it. Nintendo don't though. It's not coming to the Switch anytime soon. Look, as I pointed out, it's certainly not the service for everyone, but it is making huge strides in allowing more people to play a broader range of games for less money. And that's a good thing. Yeah, what can I say? Now's a good time to like video games. Thanks for watching. Okay, not all video games. Ugh, yikes.